what was President Trump trying to accomplish with the posturing of saying that he wasn't going to sign it and he wanted $2,000? Who was he aligning with? Because it seems like the Democrats are the ones that are going to vote on that today and try to move it forward. So what was the rationale there? What was he thinking?
Joe, good morning. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I think what he was trying to do is simply send a message that he wasn't really happy with the bill. This is not at all unusual. Keep in mind, the whole bill is $2.3 trillion. I think it's actually a little bit bigger than that. Anytime you have a bill that's that large, you're not going to like any particular part of it. People have focused a lot on the COVID relief and the $600 versus $2,000, but there's about $1.4, $1.5 trillion in other spending in the government funding part of the bill. The reason you get these massive bills is that Congress is supposed to break those down into 12 bills during the year, but they're lazy and they don't. So they throw it all together at one bill at the end of the year and essentially challenge any president to either sign it or shut the government down. Joe Biden's going to face the same difficulties next year. But I think what the president was doing is sort of throwing down a marker for his next political race, possibly, and say, look, I don't think this was enough money. I happen to disagree with that. I think that you do have the opportunity here to break it into smaller pieces. Yeah, we had some bad economic numbers in the last 30 days, but some good numbers before that. There's no reason to absolutely go big right now. You can sort of take this month by month. But I think the president was sending the message that Congress is broken. And it is. I think a lot of us were relieved he did sign the bill because I don't think there was a plan if he didn't. But I don't think he's happy about it.
We've heard even Jay Powell say this is not the time to be counting every penny and to be making sure that every penny or dollar goes to where it's directed. We can overshoot, and that's what we're going to do during the pandemic. Still, $900 billion is a lot of money, and we have started revisiting all the earmarks and the pork that was there. And I know you've seen a lot on Twitter. People, maybe the politicians might not read what's in the bill or they hope people don't read, but people do read. Yeah. And there's some crazy stuff in there, Mick. You were in Congress a long time. Is that the way individual members get their priorities acted upon? This underhanded, kind of a porky way that the rest of us look at it and say, this is not the way to do things.
Yeah, to Jay Powell's comment about not counting any penny, I'd be curious to know when we actually have counted every penny for the last 40 years, but I guess we can put that aside for another day. It seems we're always to the point where we can't afford not to spend money, but put that aside for a longer discussion. Let's talk about how these bills get done and how they get passed. What you're talking about, actually, the things in the bills are usually slipped in by staff members on committees. They're slipped in by committee chairmen. They're slipped in at the last moment, and 95% of the members of Congress don't know about them and won't have the opportunity to know about them because the bills are simply too long. This bill is probably going to run north of 2,000 pages, if not more. You had John Yarmuth on here earlier this morning with some comments about earmarks that I actually agree with for a variety of reasons. Right now, you've effectively got earmarks where powerful staff members, powerful committee chairmen can put stuff in without telling anybody about it. Maybe they find it, maybe they don't. What Yarmuth is talking about is going to a system where, yeah, if you want an earmark, if you want money spent in your district or in any district in a particular way, you put your name on it so everybody can see it. You do it in a certain amount of time up front. It does bring a certain transparency. That was never the problem with earmarks, Joe. And the reason we got rid of them 15 years ago was because they were being used to buy and sell votes. If you voted for a bill, then you got your earmark. If you didn't, then you didn't get your earmark. And that leads to an undesirable outcome, let's put it that way. If you could go to a system where members actually put their name and say, look, my district, we don't need money at this road, we need money at this road, and I'm willing to put my name on it, that actually can prevent the kind of fraud and abuse you're seeing in these massive bills. So I count this as one of the rare times that I actually agree with John Yarmuth, the Democrat chairman of the Budget Committee.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.